everyone, it's Gojira Prime here with a little video, and today we are taking a look at one of the pickups that I got from TF Nation this year, and that is Age of the Prime's Big Convoy. Now this figure is from the Japanese Beast Wars Neo series. It's a series I've never actually seen myself, but upon looking into it, I actually quite like the designs of a lot of the characters from that particular show. And I do already have the Magmatron, I think it's Magmatron, that goes with this guy, who's the Predacon leader from that show. So hopefully at some point we'll get more of these Japanese Beast Wars characters through. But anyway, as always, we'll start off with the animal mode / alternate mode, and then we'll take a look at the robot mode, and then we'll do some size comparisons. Now, I have to admit, as woolly mammoths go for a Transformers toy, this is the first one I've ever had, it looks okay. It looks good. You've got these nice big white tusks at the front, the huge ears. The trunk does have some posability. There's a few joints in there which you can move and put them into different positions with. You can also move the front legs a little bit forward and back as well, but they have no articulation in them other than that. And the back legs don't move at all. The tail does have some movability like that, but that's about it. Now, this is predominantly a panel former. Basically, the panels just fold in to make the animal mode. Although I will say, it is a lot better than the Beast Wars Megatron figure we got a few years ago, because that was a painful thing to be trying to transform because all the panels came out all the time, at least on mine. This one, the panels all peg in really nicely. Unfortunately, if you do flip him up, you can see the robot chest and head there. But, you know, you can even see him from the back as well, to be honest, and a little bit from the front. But all in all, it's a nice elephant mode. The fur is very nicely detailed. It's all one shade of brown from front to back. That's about all I can really say about the animal mode. It's good. I like it. It could do with some more articulation, obviously, at the end of the day. But as it goes, I think it's all right. Yeah, I mean, the one contention I do have about this figure, I suppose, is that it is classed as a leader class figure, when I think that might be due to the sheer amount of plastic involved here. I don't know, but it's more like a Voyager class figure, this to me, more than anything else. But there you go. Anyway, I'll pause the video and I'll get him transformed, and we'll take a look at him in his robot mode. Okay, so here we have Big Convoy in his robot mode, and overall, with the design for this robot mode, I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever. I really love the design of this guy. The face sculpt is still very Prime-ish, if that's a word, but at the same time, it's also different enough to make this look like another character. The colors and the molding, no problems with it in any way, shape, or form. He does have a fair bit of animal kibble, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I can excuse that because of what he turns into ultimately, and there's always going to be a little bit of animal kibble. And I think this is pretty much how he looked in the show anyway. But yeah, overall, I really like the robot mode. It's something different than what we've had before in regard to an Autobot leader, but it still has that Prime quality, what with the head sculpt. Now, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint, so it will swivel around and go a little bit up and down. The arms, you could get a full 360 out of them if it wasn't for the head section of the mammoth mode that you have here. The hands do spin round on a full 360. They are just a molded bit of plastic, so like that. But again, not really a problem with a figure like this, and the detailing is quite nice. The legs will go all the way forward. They will go some of the way back because of the mammoth feet that are in the way, and you do have some ankle articulation as well. So you can get this guy into some pretty decent poses at the end of the day. Now, in regard to accessories, he does come with a fair bit. You get these two dagger-like things. I'm not sure what they're called. but they fit into his hands in the 5mm ports. You do also have a little blaster for him as well, which is just molded in white plastic. And then, of course, you do have this. And this apparently is what the character is most famous for in some ways. I think he has this absolutely massive cannon. Now, this is formed, as you can clearly see, out of the top section of the mammoth, the trunk, most of the head, and the back. And what you do is basically you just close it all up. I believe I'm going to get this right. You fold it out like so. Put that down. That bit comes around that. And he's got this little stand piece on here for it. So he can basically have it like that when he's holding it. And if I just check the instructions, because I'm still not 100% sure how to hold this thing. Oh yeah, there's a bit here as well. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. There's a bit there, which if you pull out, can act like a handle for him. And if I can get this to work on camera, I'll be amazed. I think, one second. Always helps to have the instructions when you're doing one of these things, I think. Right, so it should just peg into his hand there like that. And then if you just move his other headpiece out the way, it's not the best, but I've probably not done it exactly 100% right, but you get the general gist of it. I think these bits here are meant to go up like that, actually, now that I look at it a bit better. And there you go. That's him with his big cannon. I hope I've got that right. Not too sure. But anyway. Just take that off. Another thing he has in his arsenal, he does come with a fair few weapons, is if you open up his hands like this, he has some sort of club-like things under his hands, which he can use as well. They seem a little bit undersized, if I'm brutally honest, on this figure. I imagine they're probably a lot bigger in the cartoon, but there you go. Now, one other thing he does have is if you pop open his chest, he has a matrix, and you can actually remove the matrix from this one. Now, as I understand it, this was the first Autobot leader to have a removable matrix when the original toy came out. Now, these days, it's nothing unusual for an Autobot or a Maximal leader to have a removable matrix. But this matrix is quite nice. It's a different design again. And as I understand it, all the convoys in the Japanese Beast Wars shows had a matrix of some sort. And he will hold it. You just plug the peg in there, plug the peg in there, and there's Convoy with his matrix. I think that's quite nice. I like that. So, size comparison time. Here he is with Age of the Prime's Onslaught. Now, I know this figure is classed as a Command class figure, but that's only because of the insane amount of plastic that comes to form the trailer and the body section of Bruticus. But this is essentially a Voyager class figure there. So he does all right there. And here he is with Leo Convoy. Again, I do like these Japanese characters. And then finally, here he is with Optimus Primal. Again, this is meant to be a Voyager class figure. This is meant to be a leader class figure. And I think this is only a leader class figure because of the plastic pieces used to make the mammoth section. Leo here was also classed as a Voyager class figure, if I remember correctly. So, is Big Convoy worth getting at the end of the day? I think the answer is a 100% yes. I mean, I got this character because I like the design, I'm into my Japanese characters, and it was something different than what I've had previously. And in all fairness, I think those are all valid reasons for anyone to add this to your Transformers collection. The robot mode is very, very nice. The animal mode is very, very nice. Yes, it's limited on articulation, but that's not really a massive problem. I do wish the figure was a little bit bigger, maybe 25% bigger than what it actually is. For £50, it does feel like a stretch for this, but then again, it feels like that's a stretch for any leader class figure in this day and age. But this guy, I do think he is worth definitely adding to the collection. He looks really, really nice. Lots of articulation despite the animal kibble. And the alternate mode, the mammoth mode, is also really, really nice as well. So I do think he is worth picking up. And if you don't want to pay that £50 price tag, I imagine at some point fairly soon he will drop in price. But yeah, I think he's worth adding to the collection. I'm happy I've got him. Do let me know what you think in the comment section. Please hit like, hit subscribe, and have a very, very nice day.